It's Week 11 of the National Football League.
And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Steamers and the Redwoods coming up next.
Now from just east of the Mississippi River, EA Sports welcomes you to the home of the Blues, Memphis, Tennessee. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Memphis team as they get ready here. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
Meanwhile, for the visitors from Sacramento, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
Kadarrell Hodge has it complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down. Harris running straight ahead. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 21 carries for an even 100 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Love from the gun. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Certainly not a positive. You're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. A run with Harris out of the shotgun to the 36-yard line. Stop there. But you look at this defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Love now. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. That's complete. Demario Douglas with it. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5. Love looking to throw it. Finding Harris over the middle. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
first and goal. A chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. They just do get the play off. Love going to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Now Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
Douglas, the man in motion. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. His 7th rushing touchdown, 11th overall. And the Redwoods are on the board first here this afternoon.
If you're going to play quarterback in the NFL, you've got to have great vision, and you've got to remain calm when things break down in the pocket. Both of those traits were on display there. He surveys the situation, sees the middle of the field open, so he's just going to step up and take it himself. Very well done there.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Partner, you know how guys always tell us it's not about the numbers, it's about the win. It's about the numbers, too. Almost 400 yards passing by him last week. What can he do in this one?
Well, earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Maybe he'll try to get 400-plus here and duplicate that honor again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively. Now a 2nd and 10. But you look at this defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And it was the pass rush that really keyed their victory. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, you know, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, you know, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Here's Hurts to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
From the gun, it's Hurts. On the slant, Burks. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks and plenty of other turbulence in the platform. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
He'll get this up to the 34 and a good lane opening up right away for him. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run here, the former Longhorn with it. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes You got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They go play action with Hurts. This will be caught at about the 6. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Hurts. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. B.J. Hill able to record his 5th sack of the season. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And, Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of for it.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Back up this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. This drive beginning probably with a last time defense. They were very frustrated giving up last time in the field.
Just wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Here's a 2nd and 5. From the field stripe, they'll look to throw. A little short. 2nd catch for the day. Up a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Sacramento with the football here as we get set to begin quarter 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. The offense on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Azeez Ojulari able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more capable of finding an escape route and getting a decent gain.
They just do get the plays. He'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. B.J. Hill, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. On zone read, a handoff here to Brooks. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Hurts. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. They only twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. Sacramento's offense one more. No points last time out. They were forced to punt it, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He'll get this into the hands of Hodge. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works to the 50. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
That's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into it.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Here's Love. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, the free safety coming up and making the big-time play.
And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Joseph Charlton on now to punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Here's Memphis once again go on offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their next. This is a crew that you have to think really is the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this. They can take care of business first.
So 17, here's 2nd and 7. And the slot man goes in motion left. Hurts sets up to that's into the hands of the 2 yards on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll set up a throw. Dancing to his left. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Brooks here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Right back to Njoku. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a 1st down. Slot man moves right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's pulled in by Brooks. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This ball taken in here by Brooks. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. Again, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. He'll find the former Steeler, Deontay Johnson. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brooks. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
That's complete. Left side to Worthy. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Traylon Burks as the first half is winding down. And the Steamers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So they potentially could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Steamers offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Hurts. Flush to his right. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. A run out of the gun with Brooks. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get this complete to Worthy. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. He'll look to throw. Hurts fumbles it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. And his kick is indeed good, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Azeez Ojulari picks up his second sack of the afternoon. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Now Love. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They run the option here on 1st and 10. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Hurts to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Back to throw. And down inside the 15 he goes. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
And this is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. Takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen, and of course, a special player.
And they'll accept that penalty. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. From the gun, it's Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Brooks. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Throwing is Hurts. They still can't get it. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
Eluding the pressure right. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And his kick here is good. And they have regained the lead. So that a second drive ending at a field goal now here in the 3rd.
Yeah, the first one got them closer, and this one gets them the lead, but I don't think they should fall in love with kicking field goals. They're going to need to put the ball in the end zone if they want to finish off this game with a win.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here's Sacramento's offense once more. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And Love is going to slide down and pick up the first. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. They hand this off to Harris, and he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Third down and 6. Throwing, Love. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
Love. He finds Douglas complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. This is Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Memphis, Tennessee. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Again, it's Harris on second down. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Love looking to throw it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact, but that time they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
Here's Memphis to once again go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start on the ground with Brooks.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Once again, it's Brooks.
There's a nice move. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds.
69 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
And this offense on third down today, they're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
Oh, some strong running. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
A timeout for an injured player, and it looks like it's Traylon Burks who's in some discomfort out there. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, it's Brooks.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Hurts.
He finds his man, complete. It's Brooks. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. He'll look to throw. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Up the middle with Brooks here.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Give the tackle that time to Jordan Whitehead. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down.
Here's a handoff to Brooks.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
But if you're going to have a relay race, you're probably going to pick your backs and receivers to run it, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping a long drive going.
Flushed out right. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Now that's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turned. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
On the handoff, this is Brooks.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Brooks is into the end zone. Touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field, and they have had their problems moving the ball through the air. As we take you through some of the action from earlier, this secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that, because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
In motion right, that's Burks. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here comes Brooks. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. They'll try and run here with Brooks. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Jonathan Brooks, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steamers have extended their lead to 15 now here in the 4th. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Escaping the pressure right. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 15. A minute 45 to play. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down.
Here's Love. Pass complete. Hurst.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
That is caught.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A 2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Love. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Love looking to throw it.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Now Love. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
The home team's offense and running back Jonathan Brooks set to go once more. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And they take a knee.
Down to a knee goes Hurts, and that is going to be that. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Memphis, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week